All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're tackling something I think we can all relate to, slouching.
Yeah, bad posture, the age-old enemy.
Right, we've all heard it a million times, stand up straight, don't slouch. But is slouching really as bad as we've been led to believe?
That's what we're here to find out.
Exactly. We're going to be looking at some research from an article called Slouching Isn't Bad for Your Spine, but May Impact Your Memory. I'm already intrigued just by that title.
Yeah, well, the idea that slouching might not be so bad for our backs, that's a pretty new one.
I know, right? So I guess let's start with where this whole idea of slouching being bad even came from.
Well, the word slouching actually has a pretty interesting history.
Oh,
Yeah, it goes all the way back to medieval times, um, and the
the
Vikings.
Vikings, really?
Yeah. Apparently, they used the term slouching to describe lazy people.
Oh,
And
interesting.
over time, the word kind of took on this negative connotation. Good posture became associated with morality and respectability.
So basically, slouching equals bad character.
Pretty much. And that prejudice against slouching kind of seeped into our perceptions of its impact on health.
So we've inherited this idea that slouching is bad for us, even if it's not necessarily true.
Exactly.
Which brings us back to that article title. Slouching isn't bad for your spine.
I gotta say, that was a shock to me. I mean, all those years of nagging from my parents about my posture.
Well, it turns out your parents might have had the best intentions, but the science just doesn't back it up.
So, all those warnings about slouching ruining our backs, it's
Mhm.
just a myth.
Pretty much. Numerous studies have found absolutely no link between slouching and spinal pain.
Even when we're sitting at desks all day or looking down at our phones.
Even then, our spines are way more resilient than we give them credit for.
So, all those ergonomic chairs and special pillows.
Look, being comfortable is important, and those things can help with that. But the point is, our spines are meant to move in all sorts of ways. Think about all the things we do.
Yeah.
Lifting, bending, twisting. Our spines are designed for it.
Okay, so our spines are tougher than we thought?
But what about standing desks? Everyone's raving about those these days. Is standing really that much better for us?
Standing desks can have some benefits, but standing all day isn't the magic solution either. In fact, prolonged standing can be just as tiring for our bodies as sitting.
So it's not about sitting versus standing.
No, the key takeaway here is movement. Variety is what our bodies crave.
So whether we're sitting or standing, we need to make sure we're getting up and moving around. Stretching, walking, taking breaks, all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to feel a little better about my posture already.
Okay.
But I have a feeling there's more to this story. That article title also mentioned something about slouching impacting our memory.
That's right. While slouching might not be the backbreaker we thought it was, it turns out it can have some surprising effects on our brains.
Really? That's not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah, well, studies have shown a link between slouching and poorer memory recall.
You're kidding. So how I sit can actually affect how well I remember things.
It can, and it can also affect your mood. Slouching can make you feel more down or sluggish.
Okay, you know what? Now that you mention it, I do sometimes feel more mentally foggy after spending hours hunched over my computer.
It's all connected. Our physical state can have a real impact on our cognitive function.
So what you're saying is, even though slouching might not hurt my back, it could still be affecting me in other ways.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is that simply switching to an upright posture can have a positive impact on both memory and mood.
Wow, so just sitting up straight could help me remember things better and even feel happier.
It could.
That's amazing. It really makes you think about all the other seemingly small habits that we have that might have a bigger impact on our brains than we realize.
It's definitely something to consider. We often underestimate the power of the mind-body connection.
Absolutely. Well, I think we've learned a lot today. The myth of slouching ruining our spines is officially debunked, but this connection to our memory and mood, that's a game changer. So next time you find yourself slouching, remember, it might not be hurting your back, but it could be affecting you in other ways.
It's all about finding that balance, right?
Right. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into slouching. We hope you learned something new and maybe even feel inspired to pay a little more attention to your posture and its potential effects. We'll see you next time.
See you then.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.